Check ultimateguard.com and find premium quality products for your favorite trading card game. Check video description or visit Ultimate Guard for more.
How's it going, Poke fans? Once again, welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video I have something special for all of you. In today's video I'm gonna play with Umbreon-GX and this pretty cool card. I actually gave the name to this card Pyukumuku. Yeah, definitely it's not pronounced like that, but I'm gonna call it Pyukumuku because sounds very cool. Enhanced out ability. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon and it's knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack, put 6 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. Well, there's a catch with this ability. If this Pokemon is affected by the poison and it's knocked out by the poison, of course, you first take damage counters and then you take the poison. And the poison is the last damage that will knock out your Pokemon. Even if the damage will be enough, the ability will not trigger and it's not gonna work. That's the big thing you need to know about this card, just in case if you're gonna play it and if you're gonna wonder why my ability is not working. That's for the poison. But on the other side, Umbreon can use the Strafe for like a 30, and you can just run back to your Pyukumuku with the bursting balloon, and if your opponent is desperate and if he decide to take that prize card, he's gonna take 120 damage counters back, meaning that you can just promote your full HP Umbreon-GX in the active spot and strike with a Shadow Bullet next turn for like 90 and also spread 3 damage counters down to his benched Pokemon, which is just insanely good in my opinion. Unfortunately, in this build I'm only running one Professor's Kukui for extra 20, which means that I can strike for maybe 50, 110. There is no sign of the Choice Band, but definitely you can also tank the Choice Band for even much better and greater damage output. But for example, I'm also decided to run one of each Ancient Origins evolutions, speaking about Jolteon, Flareon, and the Vaporeon, so I can also have that extra maybe chance to strike for double weakness against my opponent Pokemons. For example, Volcanion, for example, not the Tapu Lele, but the CGI, and for example, Eviltals. They can all be easily knocked out by Shadow Bullet one-hit knockout. And of course, running one copy of Mr. Tapu Lele with the Wonder Tag for the turn 1 Bridget, and of course one Wobbuffet with the Bite Barricade, just in case, you know, if we're stuck without energies and Pyukumuku, we can always promote maybe Wobbuffet and prevent our opponent from being able to play abilities. And for example, throw John Water Shurikens, or maybe throw something like feeder arrows. Speaking about John Water Shuriken, unfortunately this ability will also not trigger because that's the damage from the ability, not from the attack. So yeah, that's also downside of this card. Anyways, moving on to the item cards. As you can see, I'm also running one copy of Equar, which can help me to recycle back my bursting balloons and the float stones, just in case if I need them. But also this deck runs 2 copies of Altar of the Moon, so as long as you have Altar of the Moon in play with Darkness Energy attached to one of your Pokemon, you can retreat for free. That's just in case if your opponent decide to pass the turn, you can always retreat your Pyuki, just paying 1 retreat cost. One escape rope can always help from nowhere to surprise our opponent with it. Same as 2 copies of Field Blower. I kind of like it. It's very important to have Field Blowers in your build. I decided to go ×2 Field Blower just because against Garbodor, Garbotoxin, and any other tools that might be attached to my opponent Pokemons in play. 1 copy of each Rescue Stretcher and Super Rod, of course, and 4 copies of Ultra Balls and VE Seekers. I tried to play less item cards I can, just against those annoying Garbodors with the Trash Avalanche, and yeah, I decided to play a minimum amount of support of the item cards that I actually need to have. I mean, Rescue Scratcher and Super Road is must-have, same as the Field Blower. Ultra Ball is a must-have card. I mean, maybe I can cut 1 VE Seeker, for example, to add something else. Like a second Lysander, for example. But you definitely rely on those item cards. And then the other side, if you play against Trash Avalanche Garbodor, and if you have Bursting Balloon attached down to your Pyuki, if he decided from the desperate attempt to knock out your Pyukumuku with the 1-hit knockout, he's also gonna knock out his Garbodor. So if somebody say, dude, you run too many item cards, this is my response to your question why you have so many item cards, because with the Bursting Balloon and Pyuki you can just respond with the knockout trade-off, and you can still then after that attack with your Shadow Bullet for like 90 and spread your damage counters to his benched Pokemons, which means technically you can also grab maybe double knockout with that Shadow Bullet against 2 of his Garbodors. But on the other side, you also will have minus 20 resistance, which means that you will need to have like let's say 8 item cards in your disco pile, actually 9 item cards in your disco pile. That's gonna be like 180. Actually, you're gonna need 10 item cards in your disco pile in order to Garbodor one hit you with the Choice Band. If you don't have Choice Band, then you're gonna need 11 item cards in your disco pile, which is a lot of item cards. And of course, only Umbreon, it's gonna be our 2 prize exchange. Supporter line, 1 copy of Bridget and Hex Maniac, of course. Also Hex Maniac, very good card, just in case if you play against, I don't know, something that can prevent us or hit us hard, maybe with the abilities like Greninja. So in that case, we can just rely on the Hex Maniac, for example. 1 copy of the Lysander, and of course 8 draft supporters, 4 of the Ants and 4 of Professor Sycamore's, and 1 semi-draft support and extra attack supporter, Professor Skukui. And of course, I decided to go with 4 Bursting Balloons and 2 copies of the Floatstones, featuring 4 double Cores energies and 6 regular basic Darkness energies. Just to let you know, one more tip: if you feel comfortable maybe having more Bursting Balloons in your deck floating around, so you can have each turn Bursting Balloon, you can maybe cut 1 Bursting Balloon in addition to second Eco Arm. Technically speaking, then you can have 9 Bursting Balloons, but in this case you can have 7, but you still have greater chance to pull Bursting Balloon because you're gonna have 4 of them instead of maybe 3. If you're looking for any of these cards, make sure to check tcgcastle.com. The link is provided in my video description. TCG Center 5 code is available for all new customers who's gonna purchase something for the first time. On the other side, if you're looking to trade your bulk for the Evolution, Sun and Moon, maybe Guardian Raising booster box, you can also do that. It's gonna be available worldwide. We're gonna ship you box for free. You just need to send your bulk first to us. So let's do one game test so you can actually see this deck in action. I hope you're gonna enjoy watching this video. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more cool deck videos. So let me know also in the comments below what you think about this deck list. So let's do some magic tricks in the game. So see you there. Alright, so I built this deck this morning, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty damn cool, and I kind of like it. And yeah, what else to say about it? This card is just so damn good, and I really like it. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say this card is damn good, and I really like it. Yeah, probably 1,000 million times. Anyways, let's just Ultra Ball for something like a Tapu Lele, if we have it, of course, so I can actually grab myself Tapu Lele, and goes for the Bridget, so I can basically set up a couple more Pokemons down to my bench. Alright, so this is gonna be Bridget for 1 more Eevee, 1 more Pyuki, and I'm thinking even maybe about grabbing that Wobbuffet down to my bench, just because Wobbuffet can also be a good card for later. 1 double Cores energy to be attached, and I'm passing my turn. As you can see, perfect start for me. Next turn I will have my Umbreon-GX ready to go, maybe even for the Shadow Bullet, and of course 1 copy of Vent for the fresh hand of 6 new cards. Let's see what my opponent can do on the other side in order to respond me. He can maybe just poison my Pyuki in the front, or he can just Ultra Ball himself for maybe Tapu Lele and grab himself a Bridget, so he can maybe also set up 3 more Pokemons down to his bench. Bridget was printed before the GXs were released, so it does not say that you can just set up 1 GX. You can set up 3 GXs on your bench, which is just cool. So Choice Band and Energy Switch discarded. Alright, in addition to, let's see what card my opponent will take, or actually which Pokemon he's gonna grab. Oh, Mewtwo with a Shadow Shot. Alright, interesting. So more than that, this is gonna be one Professor Sycamore for 7, switch and another Ultra Ball discarded. If he played against Garbodor deck right now, he would probably have almost auto loss, because Garbodor would be able to go for like 100 times 2, that's 200. This might be some kind of Mega Mewtwo with the Espeon-GX. Yeah, something like that. That's for sure. 2 Umbreons, nice. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon is knocked out by damage from your opponent attack, put 6 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. The problem for me with the Pyukumuku is the fact that if he dies from the poison, this is definitely not gonna be good for me. So he's probably gonna die from the poison. But anyways, there is one Bursting Balloon, and this is also gonna be one more energy attached to my Umbreon, and I'm passing my turn, taking 10 damage counters from the poison back. So let's see what my opponent is capable to do here. At least I have Bursting Balloon available and attached to my Pyukumuku. So waiting to see what my opponent will do next. Yeah, as long as there is poison marker on my Pokemon, that's not gonna be good. So this is the Toxapex GX with Spike Cannon. Ooh, alright. I wish he didn't have that poison ability, because right now he would take like 120 damage counters, and then my Umbreon would just knock him out anyways. So Total Shelter GX 150, prevent all effects of attack including damage down to this Pokemon during your opponent next turn. But unfortunately this cannot prevent the abilities. Yeah, he just needs 1 hands on the coin flip. Actually, he needs just 1, because I'm already poisoned with the Spike Cannon, and then he can just grab himself a knockout. On the other side, he decided to pass his turn, which is interesting. I'm thinking about VS Seeker for N instead of the Sycamore, or actually let's just go with the Sycamore for 7. Why would I actually help my opponent? I don't see a reason why would I do that. Retreat down to my Umbreon, and then Bursting Balloon play, and nothing less but 1 strike for like 30, retreating down to my Pyukumuku. So still I'm gonna force my opponent to waste to take 120 damage counters back, attacking my Pyukumuku. Yeah, I didn't find a stadium, so I was not able to retreat with the stadium. There's 3 energies already on his Toxapex. So let's just wait a moment and see. Oh, he decided to pass his turn once again. So this time I'm gonna attach my energy and play my N. Ooh, Floatstone. But I already attached energy. So since I already do that, I'm gonna retreat. And I'm gonna strafe once again. Retreating down again to my Pyukumuku. I mean, I'm just perfectly fine doing that. 2 more turns and his Toxapex is definitely going to be knocked out, and I don't see anything on his bench so far instead of just that Eevee and Mewtwo. So far so good. I'm just losing too many energies at this moment, but I'm gonna recycle them back once I manage to find myself a Super Road. I'm just going to recycle them back. Oh, there we go with the Center Lady. Interesting. So he finally decided to do some damage counters to me, and he decided to strike me for like 100 with his super intense poison. Unfortunately, when he do that, I'm not gonna take a single damage counter, which is just broken. Anyways, let's just strike with the Shadow Bullet for like a 90. and 30 down to the Eevee on the bench. It actually takes some time for my opponent to realize that he can simply knock me out by using that super intense poison. Unfortunately, when you take damage from the poison, the ability will not be activated. But at least I'm gonna find, and I'm gonna need my bursting balloons. So far I have also Altar of the Moon available in my hand, but that Altar of the Moon will also help my opponent a little bit to escape from the active position with his Toxapex. So this is one Tapu Lele for something like the N. Alright. And there is also Victini and N. Okay, so two interesting decks battling one each other. Bursting Balloon is here. There's also Ultra Ball, Sycamore, Altar of the Moon. Alright, not bad hand, not bad at all. I mean, what I can do also here is I can maybe just play my Dark Hole GX, but I'm thinking about doing more and more damage counters with my Shadow Bullet and applying more and more pressure to my opponent Toxapex for now. He might decide to use his Total Shelter GX. Who knows? If he decides to do that, maybe with the help of Professor Skikui I can knock him out, because I'm not running a single choice band, which is definitely huge disadvantage for me. Okay, so yeah, he decided to use GX, so I cannot do any damage counter to him. But what I can do here is I can force him maybe to promote something else in the active spot with my Escape Rope. Alright, let's see. Escape Rope Lysander will work because he was benched and the effect of the attack just disappears once your Pokemon is moved on the bench. That's like you actually told him get back to the Pokeball. Something like that. Altar of the Moon. Altar of the Moon for sure. And I'm thinking about Floatstone to my Wobbuffet. But I'm thinking where to put my Bursting Balloon, because I'm also looking forward maybe to just Sycamore for 7. So I can maybe trade price here, which is very important. Yep, there we go. So one Shadow Bullet. And I'm thinking about 3 damage counters to his Toxapex on the bench. There we go. So he's down to like 120. If he decides to attack with the Toxapex, at least I can just strafe down to my Pyukumuku, for example, and still be able to knock out his Toxapex, which is very important in this moment. But on the other side, he might just manage to get rid of my, Field Blower. That was something I was scared about. Whew, alright, never mind. The problem is that I also discarded my Eco Arm at the beginning of the game, so I cannot recover my Bursting Balloons. We are equal at least with the prize cards, but I'm gonna grab first 2 extra prize if he don't have Lysander available in his hand, maybe for the knockout against my Umbreon. But this super intense poison attack is just broken. 10 damage counters between turns. This is just insane. Ultra Ball maybe for another Tapu Lele for the Lysander. I wouldn't be surprised to see that play. And actually I would be kind of happy to see maybe that move. Maybe knocking out my Umbreon so I can have one fresh Umbreon with the 200 HP available. And after that, all I really need is just that Dark Hole GX, discarding energies from his Espeon or Mewtwo. But goddamn, I don't know if he plays Mega Mewtwo in his deck. That can also be very dangerous. So Wonder Tag for the Lysander, or maybe for Central Lady, or maybe for something else. It's for the Lysander, so definitely Mewtwo is going to be knocked out. Alright. Mewtwo, Umbreon is going to be knocked out, not the Mewtwo. So 100 damage counters taken. Alright. It is how it is. That just happened. And since that happened, I'm thinking about just, you know, playing my Floatstone, using my Rescue Stretcher, shuffling 3 Pokemons back from my discard pile back to my deck. Do I need to use my Full Blower? So far, I think I shouldn't do that. But what should I do is I'm gonna play my N, so I can refresh my hand with 5 new cards and hope to find Eevee and Darkness Energy. There we go, so I can set up another Umbreon in play. There is also Professor's Kukui, which is very important for the next turn. Alright, there we go, so there is Umbreon. And I'm striking hard. I'm striking for 90 and also spreading some damage counters to my opponent Espeon on the bench. There we go. For 2 prize cards. So double Course Energy and another Altar of the Moon. So he decided to promote his Espeon, of course. He can side beam for like a 10 and still he can be able to confuse me, but as long as I have Altar of the Moon in play, I can retreat for free, so I don't need to worry too much about it. He has 6 damage counters. I can strike for like 110 max, which means still it's not going to be enough for the knockout. There is 1 copy of the Max Elixir and 1 energy. Nope, no sign of the energy. Alright, so 3 energies and 3 in discard pile, that's 6 in total. Another Field Blower for the Floatstone from my Wobby. And also he decided to discard my Altar of the Moon, but luckily I have another one available, so I don't need to worry too much about that confuse. There we go. Retreat. And double Course Energy attachment with help of the Professor's Kukui. So definitely time for another Shadow Bullet. How many HP he have? 60. Well, I can technically take the victory next turn if my opponent don't have nothing in his hand. So let's just wait for a moment and see. Even Lysander, no, there is another Toxapex, so nothing from the victory at this turn. Yeah, he can also retreat for free, for example, down to Mewtwo, but he definitely wants to keep going on with the confusion. Where on the other side, I'm just gonna get rid of my Umbreon line here, in addition for nothing, just to see what else I have left in my deck. This is gonna be 1 retreat. And 1 Shadow Bullet. 3 damage counters this time down to the Mewtwo. So I'm going down to 1 prize card, and I'm just looking for that Lysander play. There we go. Finally, there's a Lysander. So my opponent is down to 1 card. He still don't have nothing, and this is just gonna be Shadow Shot for like a 40. Not even close to be enough for something good. On the other side, I'm just gonna Shadow Bullet once again. And next turn, if he decides to retreat, because he can do that, for example, down to Tapu Lele, I will just play my Lysander, and Lysander he is Mewtwo. Of course, if he don't play N in the meantime, well, he have option to play N, but we shall see if it's possible to do that. Oh, there's a V-Seeker, so it might be for N. It might be for N. Nope, it's for the Sycamore. So definitely the game is over for my opponent. But I must say that it was a very close game for both players. So, as long as I have Lysander, I will just Lysander his Mewtwo and grab the victory here. Well, maybe Max Potion can do something. No, he decided to concede, so that's the GG. But as you can see, one very interesting deck, one casual deck to be played in the standard format. A new innovation. As I mentioned it, I built it this morning because I thought myself, well, Umbreon have a pretty cool strafe attack, which means that he can retreat, he can switch for free after doing damage to some of the mentioned Pokemon. So I decided, well, let's just try to pair it with Pyukumuku, and let's just throw some bursting balloons and see how it works, because technically speaking, you can strike for like 31 of your opponent Pokemons. Let's say you play against Garbodor, and if you don't have Lysander, you can just retreat down to Pyukumuku, attach Bursting Balloon, and Garbodor will just knock himself out, which is just insanely strong. Where on the other side, you can just later use Shadow Bullets or Dark Hole GX and win the game as I did in this game. So I hope you guys enjoy watching this video. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Let me know what you think about this cool deck in the standard format. And it's also pretty cheap. I mean, the only card that's quite expensive is Tapu Lele-GX, but you can definitely play even without Tapu Lele. Tapu Lele is here mainly to be for the setup turn 1 with the Bridget, and that's pretty much it, but it can also help as the attacker. Anyways, once again, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. So till the next time, have a nice day and goodbye.